Well, good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Looks like we have a new location. I'm in my work spot over here. Let me see if I can turn this a little and yep, this is where it all happens right here. This is my spot. I love this spot because it's like right in the middle of everything, and I've got my computer, I've got my phone. I'm in the music room, near the bathroom. I mean, what else could you ask for? I got my llama. So good morning to all of you. Today is a day filled with an assortment of birthdays. Coach to him, and normally I wouldn't care about that, except that when I was at UCLA in the dorm that I lived in, there was a guy named Norm Dow who was a Heisman Trophy winner, and it was like so cool every year, right around the big UCLA USC game, to get invited to Norm Dow's party, which I did, and I went to. It was a weekend party at a ranch like place in Malibu, and it was a wild time. Johnny Carson's birthday. He died in 2005. Probably he brought a whole lot of joy to this planet before that happened, didn't he? And Chichi Rodriguez. He was a golfer. I just liked his name. The soccer player, famous. Michael Crichton, the author, he wrote The Congo. Did you read that? It was like, whew, it was scary. And The Andromeda Strain. I loved that movie. I like exciting books and movies. I can't help it. I mean, I like chick flicks, don't get me wrong. But when I get books on tape to listen to in the car, as I do all the time, I like the really exciting ones. I keep freezing. I wonder why, because everything looks good over here. Maybe if I go to the fireplace, it'll be warmer and I won't freeze. There. Okay, now we have the fireplace in the picture. I hope that's better for you. It was so interesting to me as I look through what's going on each day in history. I realized that what they say about history repeating itself actually is true. I mean, I keep seeing the same kind of issues that we're dealing with today happening in the past over and over and over. So what's the deal? Are we humans so thick-brained that we don't learn from our past mistakes? Let's see if we can learn from them now. What did she mean by that? Well, I guess I mean, if you haven't already voted, get out and vote. See what we can do to make this world a better place. Hey, in 1958, on this very day, the Smurfs, those little blue guys, they appeared for the very first time in somebody's something or other, and then became a TV show and a big deal. Do you remember they used to sell little tiny Smurf dolls and big Smurfs and little Smurfs, and they became Halloween costumes and TV shows and you name it. I mean, they really went crazy with Smurfs. I can't say I was ever a huge Smurf fan, but I did have a small collection of Smurfs with different colored hair. Okay, do you remember those? Yeah, they were kind of fun. All right, so I personally enjoy pretty much any sport if I'm watching it live. Pretty much any sport. But I don't have any favorites, except obviously tennis. And then I would rather participate than watch. I don't really watch tennis on TV or anything like that. But I was reading about what happened in history. And in 2000, they had what they refer to as the Monday Night Miracle. If you're a football lover, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. The rest of you, you learn with me, right? It seems that the New York Jets were losing 30-7 in the third quarter of this big football game with the Miami Dolphins, and they managed in the last quarter of the game to score 4 touchdowns and 1 field goal to defeat the Dolphins 40-37, and they call it the Monday Night Miracle. So apparently in the year 2000, This date was a Monday, not a Friday. TGIF kids, happy Friday. It's also National Caramel Month. Now, you may or may not remember that I told you I don't eat candy. Long story. You'll have to go back to the archives and find out why I don't eat candy, but I haven't had candy since I was 5 years old. I've never had like one of those square caramel things, but I did taste caramel like syrup on ice cream once, and I thought it was really good. So it's National Caramel Month, and I found out what caramel actually is. I thought it was, kind of like chocolate, like you get something from a tree and you do something to it and voila, it's chocolate. And the same thing was true with caramel, but no, you actually melt sugar until it's like liquidy and then pour cream into it and mix it together and you have caramel. I don't know about you. I'm not a sweets person, so the thought of that is like, it's actually kind of disgusting and gross to me. Yeah. But that's caramel and it tastes good, which I guess should lead us to understand that sometimes what starts out not looking like it would be great is pretty awesome. So don't give up. Oh, you love my mug. Thank you. It's my llama mug. You might notice that this is my go-to mug whenever I'm feeling like I need a little pick-me-up. Como se llama? Yeah. So, two things. Thing number one, if you noticed this morning's word art, it was that everyone is brilliant at something. Yeah. So when you're feeling like the rest of the world is brilliant and you got nothing going on, there's something about you that is absolutely brilliant. I promise. You just have to discover your brilliance. Yeah. And if you can't do it, we all have somebody who thinks we're the specialist ever. Ask that person. Ask that person, what's so good about me? What do you like about me? What's my strong point? Or stand in front of the mirror and ask yourself, because it's there. And recognizing it is going to make it even stronger. Yeah. And it's so important to recognize the brilliance, not just in others, but in yourself as well. Both are pretty important. Because when you recognize brilliance, there's a shine. Whether you're recognizing brilliance inside you and it's coming out, or you're recognizing brilliance in someone else, there is still the effect of... That's what the word art's all about this morning. It's about finding the brilliance out there in you, in someone else, and letting it shine because it's there. It's there. Good morning, Marlene. Thanks for joining us. Woohoo! Looks like we got some snow where you kids are. Not here. We're still in the, I don't know, maybe 90s today, something like that. It's been beautiful weather. What else? If you saw my post on my own Facebook page yesterday, and it's not private, it's public, so you can see it. I got to visit my mother yesterday through a window, but I have a 97-year-old mother who has dementia and is in memory care. And of course, homes are on lockdown, although now they've opened it up for 1 hour once a week. She can have a visitor. But now they've decided that through the window, you can come pretty much anytime. Just tell them you're going to come over. So I decided that visiting my mother every day, every other day is a great idea. And I posted a picture of her through the window. Seriously, like a child who saw Santa Claus. She was so excited to have me come and visit. It's as if all of the joy that she like saves up is like thrown at me all at once. It's like powerful stuff. And she just looked so sweet and so adorable yesterday. She shined. It was great. And to have those moments with her, I know it brings her a lot of joy, but the memories that it's creating for me are awesome. Top and skirt, running around sweating. Yeah. Well, there's beauty in both. Personally, I don't like being overly hot. Oh, it's also, I couldn't even hang up on you without talking about the most important day of all today. It is National Croc Day. Yeah. And I'm not talking about those funny little shoes. I'm talking about crocodiles. Yeah, baby. And I want to tell you about this place that I visited a few years ago in Costa Rica. It's called the Tarcoles Bridge, otherwise known as Crocodile Bridge. And I guess it's like one of the most famous places in Costa Rica. It's on the road to Jaco, which is down south rather, in Costa Rica. And you come to this bridge over this far less than beautiful river, but there are literally hundreds of crocodiles, and the sides of the bridge are just lined with people, and the cars coming through looky-looing, because you look over the side and you don't see one crocodile, two crocodiles, you see dozens of crocodiles everywhere. You see river, in the riverbeds and in the mud, and but crocodiles. They're not very pretty, but maybe they're attractive to each other. We could look at it that way. Maybe their brilliance is brilliance that we just haven't noticed yet. It's also, by the way, National Mole Day. So I decided I would look up what is National Mole Day, because I thought it was like, for those weird looking little brown rodent type things. And it isn't. It isn't at all. I should make you figure it out yourself, shouldn't I? Nah, I'll tell you. Apparently, Mole Day was established as a way to recognize and enjoy chemistry, because it's a unit of measure in chemistry. I guess it's called wait a minute, Avogadro's number is mole. Anyway, Mole Day is about chemistry awareness, and something about this Avogadro's number has to do with 6.02, because it is celebrated from 6:02 in the morning until 6:02 at night. So recognize all the chemistry around you. Better living through chemistry. So if history is going to repeat itself for you today, find something wonderful to repeat. Find something so good that it's worth repeating over and over and over. Let it Petaluma that said, Petalama in Petaluma. That was always my thing. So here's Llama looking at you. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.